So let's explain how to do the 90-90 stretch. So the 90-90 stretch begins in a position where my leg and my thigh in front form a 90-degree angle, and my leg and my thigh in the back form a 90-degree angle, so 90-90. And if you were to look down from above, it's as if I have this box shape in front and box shape in back. Here's a picture of Fatima doing the 90-90 stretch, and you can see she has this box shape in the front and box shape in the back. So you may feel like you have to post on one side in the 90-90 stretch. If I take my arm away, now my obliques and my QL are working pretty hard on this left side, and I'm having to really hold myself up. So it's just more comfortable and more efficient in the stretch just to post with the opposite arm. And that's going to come in handy later. So the first part of 90-90 involves a hinge forward over the front leg. So I'm going to just sink my sternum toward the ground, and you can put your arms on the ground in front of you if that's comfortable for you, and you'll just hang out in this hinged forward position for the first part of 90-90. And you could hang out here for a minute and a half or longer. Really, the key is to feel a change in the tissue. And the tissue that you're trying to feel a change in is in the glutes, glute med, glute max, maybe the hip rotators on the side of the leg that you're hinging toward. So in my case, it's my right hip where I feel most of the, and I say hip, what I mean is the muscles of the hip. It's the muscles on the right side that I feel a change happening in. So that's the first part. And the second part of 90-90 is this going through, sort of almost threading the needle. So I'm posted with this right arm, and I'm going to twist under, reaching with this left arm through. So I get this nice twist in it's kind of my lower thoracics and upper lumbars where I feel that. Of course, the obliques are getting a real good twist there. Now this is where we could make it really interesting. Now, so first, before I say that, just hang out here for as long as you want. Of course, the idea is to feel a change. You might even feel some change in this leg in the back. We'll get to that in a little bit more detail in a second. So, but you could start to play around with different variations of this. So you could put your elbow on the ground and twist. Or you could change where your hand placement is to get more of a twist. So if we reach back further, you'll get more of a twist. If we reach forward more, you'll get more of a twist in the upper back, upper thoracics. So, and also vary how much hinging you're doing. So if I'm posted real close to me with this hand and I twist, that's going to feel really different than posting way out here with the elbow on the ground, or even out here with the hand on the ground. So just play around with what might be interesting to you in that position. So another variation on this twist is to really open up this back leg so that you feel more of a stretch in pectineus, quads, sort of this like functional line that goes from the rib cage across your body to the opposite pelvis and leg. That's kind of a nice variation you can play around with. Of course, all the other posting ideas would work here. So you could have this leg spread out, sort of sprawled, right? And then posted with your elbow on the ground and twist. In this case, I'm kind of pushing my foot away from me as I twist. Gets into the obliques in a really interesting way. All the variations, right? So just playing with what might feel good there. Okay, so the third part of 90-90 is to be in this open position. So I've taken my sternum and turned it toward this back knee, and I'm posted behind me with both hands. And that's going to get some interesting sensations occurring in the hip, or the relationship between the femur and the pelvis. So variations on this part of the stretch could be like going into anterior tilt and posterior tilt with the pelvis. So dropping the pubic bone down or picking the pubic bone up. Sort of pretending like the pelvis is this wheel and I'm moving it around the hub of the wheel, or the center of the wheel, which is where the greater trochanter of my femur is. Another variation is just to kind of move the knee up and down. And since there are lots of attachments here on the inside of the knee, and one of those attachments belongs to a muscle that wraps around your thigh and comes to the outside, since those exist, you're going to feel some interesting sensations there, and it may really help you solve some problems on the with the inside of your knee. When you do that, play around with if it feels good to have maybe the toes up toward the ceiling, pushing your heel into the ground, or maybe the whole inside edge of the foot. It's different for different people. You know, what's effective is different for different people here. And I find it also helpful to kind of extend the knee a little bit and really press the heel into the ground if I'm having problems with the attachments on the inside of the knee. That seems to be a really good way to stretch them. So maybe wording that differently, I've got some extension in my knee, right? So it's a little straighter. So I've taken it out of the 90-90 relationship, and I'm really pressing my heel into the ground and continuing that twist, right? Twisting this way. And that seems to be stretching those attachments on the inside edge of my, or the inside of my tibia, or the inside of my knee. Okay, so the three phases of 90-90. First, it's the hinge forward. Second, it's the post with the opposite hand and rotate. And then third, it's this open toward that back knee, opening, taking the sternum toward the back knee. And then we had the variations of those different positions. So play with that. That will restore a lot of pliability in the hips. It's just a great go-to stretch. So enjoy.